Good festive holiday evening, everyone. The December 12th, 2023 meeting of the Marion County School Board is called to order. Mirroring and modeling the way our students begin each day, I ask that we observe a moment of silence at this time. Please join me. Thank you. Board Member Cummings, would you be so kind to read our board commitment statement, please?
Thank you. We are the Marion County School District Leadership Team. When we come together to work, we are efficient, effective, and productive. Our three most important characteristics are dedicated, transparent, and individually responsible. To work well together, we must demonstrate respect, confront reality, and be accountable. We will always put students first, and we will leave a legacy of success.
Thank you, Board Member Cummings. For the courtesy of those listening to the meeting, I'm requesting everyone in the audience to please turn off their electronic devices or put them on vibrate. Later in the meeting, up to 30 minutes will be provided for individuals to address the board on matters concerning the operation of the Marion County school system or the school board only. Presentations to the board are limited to 5 minutes and are televised. If you wish to address the board regarding a regular agenda item or matters on which the board customarily takes action, you must first complete a peach form located in the lobby. If you wish to address the board regarding a public hearing or a student discipline matter, please complete a lime green form. These forms must be fully completed and received by the board clerk no later than 5:40 p.m. The procedures applicable for each are on a separate sheet. Board Clerk, please call the roll.
Dr. Allison Campbell, District 1.
Here.
Mrs. Lori Conrad, District 2.
Here.
Mr. Eric Cummings, District 3.
Here.
Mrs. Nancy Thrower, District 4.
Here.
Dr. Sarah James, District 5.
Here.
Olivia Bittinger, Denellen High School.
Here.
Bryce McTeer, North Marion High School.
Here.
Dr. Diane Gullett, Superintendent.
Here.
Mr. Jeremy Powers, School Board Attorney.
Here.
Thank you, Ms. Martinez. Dr. Gullett, would you please introduce the member of your team who will be helping us with tonight's inspiration and pledge?
Certainly will. Good evening, Madam Chair, members of the board. Great to see you all this evening, and everyone's in a festive mood. I am pleased to introduce Dr. Livin Good, who will come forward, who oversees our high schools, and she has with her a few special guests. I'm going to give you a little introduction before she shares. We have members of our North Marion High School's FFA program who were just recently recognized as the 2023 National Chapter Award Program by the national organization. And I will tell you that they earned this chapter designation as a 3-star, which is earned by only 332 chapters of the 8,995 organizations nationally. So what an impressive group, and Dr. Livingood's going to share some more. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, Chair Thrower, board members, and Superintendent Dr. Gullett. I have the privilege of introducing students from the Horse Equine and the Horse Evaluation programs from North Marion High School. I have with me today, so maybe we can do this so you can see all of them. I'll call their names and have them maybe stand in front, and then I'll share some extra words about them. So Ava Dinsmore, Breely Yeomans, Madison Rafus, J.R. Pickard, Camille Ashball, and Fiona Roberts Squire is not with us because she is at her university doing great things. So I have these students, but that way you can see them while I'm sharing. You can look at the board members, and so you can hear the great things that I share. So North Marion High School now offers courses titled Equine Science 2, 3, and 4 with student performance standards that were written by North Marion High School's own instructor, Lori Jones. These standards, these courses were approved as curriculum by the State of Florida Department of Education in April. So the 3 equine science courses, along with the already in place Agri-Science Foundation, their freshman year, course makes up for a 4-year program at North Marion High School. The 4-year equine science program is unique to not only Florida, but to the United States. This is the only course like it, only program like it. So we are incredibly proud of the work that instructor Lori Jones, and I know she does not want to come up front, but she is with us tonight. So she is, of course, here supporting her students. So North Marion High School's FFA program recently added more awards to their already accomplished trophy case, earning the 3 prestigious national awards at the National FFA Convention in Indianapolis, the first week of November. As Dr. Gullett stated, they were recognized as the 2023 national chapter. In addition, North Marion High School FFA was named a National Chapter Award, a premier chapter top 10 finalist for building our communities, engaging stakeholders, the only school in Florida to receive this honor. And North Marion's FFA horse evaluation team finished 9th in the nation for the horse evaluation event. The team ranked gold. Individually, Madison Rafus and Fiona Robert Squire earned gold, and J.R. Pickard and Camille earned silver. North Marion High School's FFA embodies the unwavering stride of Northside pride in Marion County Public Schools, and I'm so happy to present them to you this evening. At this time, Ava Dinsmore will provide the inspiration for us, and then immediately thereafter, Breely Yeomans will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Ava?
Fantastic. And please don't go away after the pledge. Stay right down there.
All right. Hi, my name is Ava, and I'm here on behalf of the North Marion FFA and the equine program, along with these students. I would just like to tell you a little bit about what we do and how much this actually means to us. So North Marion FFA prides itself in the success of its FFA members in the agriculture industry. North Marion Equine Program is an extracurricular program that aims to give students real-world experiences and connections within the equine industry. This program led to teaching equine science classes at our school, giving these students the opportunities to learn more about the equine industry and apply the science aspect to it. Our programs have been gifted with the opportunities to go to National FFA Convention and compete on a national level and be recognized for our successes. And we just want to say a huge thank you to the Marion County School Board and administration for giving the students of Marion County these opportunities and experiences that mean so much to us. Today, I'd like to leave you with a quote from Winston Churchill. "There is something about the outside of a horse that is good for the inside of mankind." Thank you.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And we definitely want to come down and take a picture with you, which is why I said please wait, and we'll be right down. Thank you.
Yes, please, if you don't mind. Thank you. As long as it's not going to be in your way.
Just wanted to share a quick congratulations for your accomplishment at the national level, and also to Ms. Jones and Principal Sales and your families that I'm sure are supporting you and are so proud of you through all of these accomplishments. And I have to say personally that if there had been an equine program at my high school, I would have spent a lot more time on campus. So it is just so wonderful to see these types of programs that are designed to match students' interests and passions and see those evolve into potential really good career opportunities. And you really did have me at Winston Churchill. I mean, there is something about the outside of a horse that's good for the inside of mankind. So continued wonderful success. Thank you for representing us so well, and have a great holiday. Thank you. Okay, Dr. Gullett, would you please introduce the member of your team who will be leading tonight's recognition?
I certainly will. Thank you, Madam Chair. Ms. Riedel is going to come forward to introduce some additionally amazing students, talented students, who are winners of our essay contest.
All right, good evening, Dr. Gullett, Board Chair Thrower, members of the board. At this time, I would like to introduce Kirsten Angel from the Republican Executive Committee, who will be recognizing our 2 student winners of the organization's Constitution Day essay contest.
Thank you all very much. My name is Kirsten Angel. I am the Republican State Executive Committee woman. I'm here representing the board and the entire Republican Executive Committee. And tonight we are very pleased to be able to recognize, I believe it's 2 students who wrote an essay on the importance of the Constitution, and not only the importance to the Constitution to all of us, but to themselves as well. So if they would like to come forward, then I'd be happy to make that presentation.
Let me call their names.
Okay.
Okay. All right. We have Fallon Castillo from Madison Street Elementary and Blake Morales from College Park Elementary. Come on up here, Blake.
Thank you all very much. It's my pleasure to recognize what you all did in the Constitution essay. And I guess I want to start out by saying the Constitution is important not only to you all, but to all of us as Americans. It starts out as we the people, and that's a very important concept in our government system. And it goes on to talk about, you know, we've got to do it for the Justice Department and to establish our defense for ourselves and our prosperity in order to form the great Constitution that we have. And I have one other comment that I have to remark on. As we read the essays, there was a topic in one of the essays that totally stood out in my mind. It was the person who wrote, "The Constitution reminds them of a pickle." And the reason they said it reminded them of a pickle was because the pickle allowed them to choose things. It allowed them to be, the pickle was important to them personally, but it was also important to people that were important to them as well, and it kind of just caught my attention, so. And I do have a presentation to do to both of them. I don't know if y'all want to have them come up there or how y'all want to do this.
We would be happy to come down and take a picture. We'd be happy to come down and watch the presentation.
Yeah, the presentation that I have for all of them, we have basically some little goodies that we wanted to give them. Here's one of them. And here's one of them. And we hope that you all will continue your studies of the Constitution as you go forward. It's a very important document, not only to you all, but to everyone in this room. So thank you all very much.
Absolutely, thank you. And we'll come down and take a picture with share some more congratulations.
Now, I guess if you want to go forward, then we'll take a picture and.
Here, I'll take it. You get in the picture.
I'm just going to pull them away. We brought extra just because we weren't sure.
Love it, love it. So you can share it, right?
Okay, kids, on behalf of the Marion County School Board, we just want to congratulate you for your accomplishment and taking such a deep interest in our Constitution at such a young age. And I don't know if you know this, but there are quite a few schools now that have a program called We the People. And it's a really, really fun program to participate in. So I'm not sure if your schools are doing that yet, but you might want to keep your eye open for that, because with your interest in the Constitution, I bet you would be very strong and excellent debaters. So again, congratulations from all of us, and have a wonderful holiday. What a great way to start the night. Okay, and moving on to more great things. At this time, we would like to recognize 2 donations the district has received recently, and that is $2,000 to Dunellen Elementary from Pamela Brown to be used at the principal's discretion. Also $3,000 to Dunellen Middle School from the Florida Education Foundation to be used to support the Florida Civic and Debate Initiative Team. This has a total value of $5,000. So we are always and continuously appreciative of the support that we get from so many in the community, both individuals and businesses and across the board. We continue to be so grateful, especially during this season. So thank you again. Dr. Gullett, would you please make a recommendation on the agenda?
Yes, certainly. Thank you, Madam Chair. I recommend approval of the agenda for the December 12th, 2023 school board meeting with the materials in the board packet, those materials distributed to board members at the meeting, and the audio recording included as part of the official record of the meeting, with the exception of the following items: D27.1, D27.2, D27.3, and D27.4 that have been placed under discussion. C17.1, C26.1 have also been pulled and placed under the pulled agenda items, and item C25.6 has been withdrawn, and C13.1 has been withdrawn and placed on the January 9th, 2024 board packet. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Gullett. And just for clarity, I have it in my script that C13.1 has been withdrawn and placed on the January 9th, 2024 board packet, and that C25.6 has been completely withdrawn from the agenda. Is that?
That's correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Just wanted to clarify. Okay, thank you. May I have a motion on the superintendent's recommendation?
Motion on the agenda, recommendation.
Second.
Motion by Board Member Campbell, second by Board Member Cummings. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0. May I have a motion to approve the minutes for the October 26th, 2023 administrative briefing and work session?
Motion to approve the minutes.
Motion by Vice Chair Conrad,
Second.
second by Board Member James. Are there any additions or corrections to the minutes? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0. May I have a motion to approve the minutes of the November 2nd, 2023 Administrative Briefing and Work Session?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Board Member James,
Second.
second by Board Member Cummings. Are there any additions or corrections to the minutes? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0. May I have a motion to approve the minutes for the November 14th, 2023 Board of Directors Leasing Corporation Organizational Meeting?
So move.
Motion by Board Member Cummings,
Second.
second by Board Member Campbell. Are there any additions or corrections to the minutes? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0. May I have a motion to approve the minutes for the November 14th, 2023 Special School Board Organizational Meeting?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Vice Chair Conrad,
Second.
second by Board Member Campbell. Are there any additions or corrections to the minutes? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0. May I have a motion to approve the minutes for the November 14th, 2020, okay. It says 14th twice. So is there a different date?
No, those are three. We had three meetings on the 14th.
Okay,
The last
that's
one-
right. That's the school board meeting.
Yes.
Thank you. May I have a motion to approve the minutes for the November 14th, 2023 school board meeting?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Board Member James.
Second.
Second by Vice Chair Conrad. Are there any additions or corrections to the minutes? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0. Ms. Martinez, would you please provide the proof of publication for tonight's meeting?
The notice for the December 12, 2023 board meeting ran in the Ocala Gazette on December 1st, 2023. The proof of publication has been attached in board docs under proof of publication.
Thank you, Ms. Martinez. All right, moving on to persons requesting to address the board. I will now ask the school board's attorney to explain the rules governing persons who wish to address the school board tonight. Good evening, Santa. Attorney Powers.
Good evening, Madam Chair. In compliance with Section 286.0114 of Florida statutes, the school board has adopted uniform procedures for public speakers who wish to speak at this evening's meeting, either regarding one of today's agenda items or a matter relating to the operations of the school board. These procedures will ensure the public has a reasonable opportunity to be heard on school board and school district matters. A written summary of these procedures is available from the table in the lobby. Public speaker forms are also located on the same table. The completed forms were due to the school board's clerk no later than 5:40 p.m. This evening's speakers will be called prior to the business portion of the school board meeting in the order of receipt by the school board clerk. Before you begin speaking, please state your full name for the record and spell your last name. Each speaker will have 5 minutes of time. However, if there are more than 5 persons who wish to speak, the board may seek consensus to limit each speaker's time to 3 minutes. When the speaker has 1 minute remaining, the speaker will receive a visual notice to complete his or her comments. Speakers may not yield their time to other people. Speakers and meeting attendees are expected to conduct themselves in a respectful manner. Therefore, verbal attacks and profanity are strictly prohibited. Pursuant to the procedures for public comments, item 6, speakers are not to identify specific individuals other than themselves or their child unless the statement's provided 24 hours in advance. The board is here to listen to your comments only. You may be directed to an administrative staff member following the conclusion of your comments for further assistance to address your concerns. If there are matters dealing with student discipline, including expulsions, they will be scheduled at the conclusion of the televised portion of this meeting. Parents may address the board regarding a discipline matter at that time. To ensure student privacy, only a parent or guardian may use a student's first or last name, identifying references to or identification of other students and/or their families are also strictly prohibited. A speaker's speech does not reflect the endorsement, sponsorship, position, or expression of the school district. Thank you for your attention to the board's requirements. Madam Chair, that concludes my explanatory remarks.
Thank you, Santa. Attorney Powers.
Thank you.
May I, whew. Okay. Do we have any speakers tonight?
No, Madam Chair.
Thank you. We will then move on to the approval of the consent agenda. May I have a motion to approve consent agenda items C10.1 through C26.2, with the exception of items D27.1, D27.2, D27.3, D27.4 that have been placed under discussion, and items C17.1 and C26.1 that have been pulled and placed under pulled agenda items. Also, item C13.1 that has been withdrawn and placed on the January 9th, 2024 board packet, and C25.6 that has been completely withdrawn from the agenda. May I have a motion, please?
Motion.
Motion by Dr. James, second by Board Member Cummings. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0. Moving on to the discussion of regular agenda items, may I have a motion to approve grant application Science of Reading, Literacy, and Tutoring, known as the SORT program. Dr. Gullett, do you have information you would like to share regarding this item?
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. I'm going to have Ms. Riedel come forward, but essentially this item that we're requesting your consideration of is to provide additional literacy support. Literacy support. Go ahead.
We needed to have a motion before we could discuss it. Motion by Board Member Cummings.
Second.
Second by Board Member Campbell. Thank you. All right.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Ms. Riedel will provide details, but this is to provide additional literacy support to some of our students, and so she's going to provide some additional details about this item. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, the Science of Reading, Literacy, and Tutoring grant funds will be used in Marion County Public Schools to provide additional reading literacy support to targeted 3rd and 4th grade students who scored a level 1 on the final English Language Arts assessment from the 2022-2023 school year. Reading tutors will provide support during whole and small group instruction using resources aligned to the best standards and grounded in the science of reading. Marion County Public Schools will utilize the grant to pay stipends for 23 tutors during the school day in 10 targeted elementary schools who had high percentages of 3rd grade retained students and high percentages of 4th grade students promoted for cause. Tutors were hired for 30 hours per week and provide scaffolded support that is aligned to core instruction. These schools will also be provided with support from an instructional coach who will work with the tutors and teachers in these classrooms and collect data on the student groups to evaluate their progress. As of yesterday, all 23 tutors were hired. They've either already been onboarded or are in the process of onboarding. Thanks to Employment Services, they are very, very efficient and have been very helpful in expediting the process for these people so that we could get them in front of students. The writing and the implementation of this grant was a team effort between various departments, and we look forward to seeing the results of all of the work.
Thank you, Ms. Riedel. Comments, questions from the board? Go ahead, Board Member James.
I'll just share, I was recently visiting Marion Oaks, maybe about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and she had a very cute sign advertising that she was hiring for this position, and I brought it up, and she just, Principal Drewer just shared how grateful she was that she was going to have a little bit of extra support to meet her students where they are. So I'm excited to have this opportunity.
Thank you, Board Member James. I certainly concur. Any other discussion from the board? Okay, and these are the types of community outreaches, opportunities to have tutors join us that are going to continue, to help elevate us from not just a B district, which is hot off the press, but eventually to an A district. It takes that type of commitment, I have learned through speaking with other boards throughout the state. It's a high-functioning board, a high-functioning superintendent, high-functioning leadership, high-functioning teachers, the rest of the district, and a community that gets behind us and pushes. And we're already seeing evidence tonight with the Republican Executive Committee, with the essay contest for the Constitution. It's all of these things that are so important to acknowledge publicly and also celebrate. So I get the feeling that we're all ready to vote. All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, like sign. And the motion passes 5-0. Thank you very much, Ms. Riedel. Okay, moving on. May I have a motion to approve the Stronger Connections Competitive Grant 2023-2024?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Board Member Campbell,
Second.
second by Vice Chair Conrad. Dr. Gullett, would you have information you would like to share regarding this item?
Yes, and Miss Yvette Del Nodal will come forward, but Board, here's another way that we're trying to support student success, having safe schools and wellness and reducing that chronic absenteeism. So Miss Yvette Del Nodal will share some additional information. Thank you.
Good evening.
With this grant, hi. Thank you for joining me. With the grant, we're always in search of how to maximize our efforts to improve attendance, especially when we want to focus on some of our student population that have some unique needs, such as our English language learners and our students with disabilities. This allows us to, a couple of things that we're doing is purchasing an evidence-based curriculum to address some of our conflict resolution, which we found is one of our areas that we really wanted to focus on. We're always looking for additional tools to include in our toolbox so that we meet needs as they're ever changing for our students. So our evidence-based curriculum would be our Too Good for Violence, same as we have our Too Good for Drugs curriculum, and so this is likewise, it can go from K through 12. Another important thing that we wanted to make sure that we address all ages. Within the grant, we also looked at adding additional PASS sites. That's our positive alternative to school suspension. Make sure we maximize instructional time for those students. Again, our conflict resolution hopefully is going to help us decrease the number of suspensions that we have. And we also wanted to make sure we had additional family engagement liaisons to help make those connections with families and make sure our students are here every day.
The only thing I'm going to add is that this is a competitive grant. So we worked together with different teams in our district to come up with a plan to make sure that we are addressing attendance with our SWD students, students with disabilities, and our ELL students, English language learners. So those are the particulars of this grant. So we have it out there, and fingers crossed, we will we'll be one of the ones that win this competitive grant.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much. Board, any comments or questions? Board Member Campbell.
Thank you, Chair. I just wanted to say thank you, first of all, to Dr. Gullett for putting this in a discussion item. Sometimes these high-dollar grants go into consent and it just kind of becomes happenstance. But actually hearing what this purpose is and all that it will go to serve, we're, fingers crossed. We have to approve, obviously, that we're even applying for the grant as the board. We're just hoping that we do get this because all the value that you have shared there, we really need these dollars. Because without a grant like that, how else are we funding some of those things? So thank you, ladies, for bringing this forward so we could hear what great opportunity we have if we are afforded this $1.463 million grant. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Board Member Campbell. Anything else from the board?
Just a quick comment.
Yes.
I just want to say I'm really excited to hear another resource that addresses conflict resolution. Coming out of the classroom and then looking at our discipline reports each month, we can see that there's a high need, especially there's growing trends in our younger age children. And we're also seeing, some change in the population that's struggling with conflict resolution. So I'm really thankful that our staff will have potential access to new resources, because as a teacher, you use your strategies and then, you have 5 or 6 things that are your go-to, and it'll be nice to have some new tools in the toolbox. So thank you for the work you're doing.
Thank you, Vice Chair Conrad. Anything else from the board? I also wanted to give our student board members, Mr. McTier and Ms. Bittinger, a chance to weigh in on this item. And I know we already did vote as far as the tutoring, the previous item, but please feel free to weigh in. We'd love to hear from you.
Do you want me to go first?
Go ahead, Ms. Bittinger. Ladies first. Reindeer first.
I did actually want to talk about both, and I'll start with the tutoring. I actually did work for Marion County over the summer, this last summer, as a tutor for the reading camps in elementary schools. And there is a high need of like one-on-one work with some of those students. A lot of them are progressing through grades and they don't understand how to read, and so they need more help than just a teacher in a classroom, and that's why a lot of them were in summer school. And I got the chance to help some of those students, but I think that a grant and things to help with the tutoring and get more of those people to help them one-on-one so they're getting all the assistance that they can will be really beneficial. And then as far as this one goes, I think that we really need the money for these types of programs. I see how many kids come in my school and they get sent to programs like they get to send to pass or they have suspension, and there's a lot of things happening that I think we need a lot more conflict resolution in that, and I think this money will go towards a really good cause.
Awesome, thank you. Mr. McTier?
I do agree that the money is needed for the disciplinary action and the consequences, and that we students do need help in their reading and ELA, because they are progressing and keep going to the grade without having the basic foundation that they needed and should have learned at an earlier onset level. So as they keep progressing, nothing is happening as they move up. So they're going to keep getting worse and worse. So the money is needed, and the resources and teachers and other outside resources will be beneficial to the students and hopefully to the outside world as they grow up and endure the environment that they're in. And so thank you. That's it.
Thank you, Mr. McTier, and I couldn't agree with both of you more, especially any student that is, missing a significant amount of school by being absent. They're missing critical instruction, and I'd like to thank both of you ladies for spearheading this competitive grant, because we all know that money's going to start getting tighter, with the absence of the American Rescue Plan funds and the COVID relief funds. So to be able to compete successfully, hopefully for these grants, is really going to help us continue our mission. So thank you for your great work. I would say we're probably ready to vote. Okay, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion passes 5-0. Thank you so much. Okay, moving on. May I have a motion to approve bid 4024AH, Fresh Produce for Food Service Term Contract?
Motion to approve?
Motion by Board Member Campbell. Second. Second by Vice Chair Conrad. Dr. Gullett, do you have information you'd like to share regarding this item?
Yes, thank you. Again, Madam Chair, members of the board, this is a large dollar amount, and Ms. Ramona Belcher is going to come forward and share some additional information. This is about putting fresh produce in our school cafeterias, and so our students have access to high-quality fresh produce, which is really important. And she's going to share a little background on how we're engaging students so that we are selecting products that students want to eat. So I think that's also really important. So, Ms. Belcher, thank you.
Chicken fingers?
Those are popular.
Good evening, Madam Chair, Vice Chair, board members, and Dr. Gullett. And I might say that Santa hat looks really good on you, Attorney Powers. It suits you well.
Thank you.
I'm happy for the opportunity to share a few things that we're doing in food service that we're doing for our students, and I'm excited to share with you that our meal participation is the highest that it's been in 20 years that I've been with the district. We're serving nearly 20,000 breakfasts, 33 to 34,000 lunches, and no less than 2,200 dinner meals daily. As a long-term member of the educational support team, I will tell you that we're actively evaluating meal participation by reviewing menus, looking at our offerings, recipes, and exploring new menu options throughout taste testing events and surveys. We evaluate the menu to identify students' favorites and to identify the things that they don't like as well. Through the taste testing events, we gain valuable feedback from our students, not only to use that information to please our customers, but also to meet our strategic goal, which is to increase participation and provide healthy meals that students want to consume. I'd like to share a personal story with you. When I was a young mother with children eating school meals, my son asked me to buy kiwi when we were at the grocery store. And I was surprised at this request, but he told me he had tried it at school and that he really loved it. I'll admit, I didn't know anything about kiwi. I picked it up. It was brown. It was hairy. I was a bit concerned that if I bought it for him, he really wasn't going to eat it. But To my astonishment, he did eat it, and to this day, he still loves kiwi. So what I want to tell to you is that if you expose children to fruits and vegetables at an early age, it will have a positive impact and create healthier eating habits for life. This produce bid provides fresh, quality produce to our school cafeterias throughout the school year and the summer months, ensuring students have access to healthy meals all school year long, and even in the summer. We utilize the produce bid to supply fresh fruits and vegetables to the National School Lunch Program, the dinner program, and it also supports the Fresh Fruit and Vegetable Program, where learning and educational opportunities are provided to elementary students. Students get to sample a variety of fresh fruits and vegetables they otherwise might not have access to. A few examples of the fruits and vegetables that we highlighted recently are beets, yellow fresh watermelon, and pomelo. If you're interested to know what pomelo is, it's a pear-shaped fruit native to Southeast Asia, and it's the largest fruit in the citrus family. Brought over by Christopher Columbus, history records that it was grown in 1563 in St. Augustine, Florida, and it's also known as the ancestor to the grapefruit. This is the type of things that the education that we put out to the elementary students. The bid also supports the USDA DoD Fresh Fruit and Vegetable Program, which expands access to a variety of high-quality, locally grown fruits and vegetables and encourages farm-to-school initiatives where we work with local farmers to bring in produce for opportunity buys. On a side note, we just recently purchased 50 pounds of collard greens from Osceola Middle School's garden, and it will be served on tomorrow's Christmas lunch. So I highly encourage you to stop by Osceola Middle School tomorrow, enjoy a delicious lunch. I'm sure they would really be excited to see you. I would like to close by saying that Food Nutrition Services appreciates the continued support we receive from the board, which allows us to strive to meet our strategic goals.
Thank you. That was really great and informative to hear, truly. And when we're spending $1,750,000, it's really nice to get the background story, including a little history lesson thrown in. Board, anything, questions, comments? Anything from our student board members? All good? Okay, all right, sounds like we're ready to vote. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion passes 5-0. Thank you very much. Okay. May I have a motion to approve Blue Cross Blue Shield of Florida doing business as Florida Blue Fourth Amendment to the Administrative Services Agreement?
Motion to approve?
Motion by Board Member Campbell.
Second.
Second by Board Member Cummings. Dr. Gullett, do you have information you would like to share regarding this item, please?
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. This is the Fourth Amendment. We are asking for your approval for the Blue Cross Blue Shield of Florida, and Ms. Boston Ellis will come forward and share a little context and answer any questions you may have. Thank you.
Thank you. And this is another high dollar item. It's $5,376,230.
Correct.
I thought you'd appreciate that being our CFO.
Yes.
I'm on it.
Good evening, Board Chair Thrower, board members, Superintendent Dr. Gullett. Yes, this item was pulled because of the high dollar amount, and we would like to share some additional information with you. We do have Laurel Lingle here from Gallagher, a member of the Gallagher team, in case there's some hard questions that you may have. You may recall that we are self-funded for health insurance, and we have been for quite a few years, it seems like. The total amount of this particular agreement is $5.4 million. It includes the administrative costs that we would pay to Florida Blue, as well as our annual stop-loss fee, which is $2.2 million. This agreement will define the services that Florida Blue will provide in the area of health plan design, benefit claims processing, and plan administration, and other service provided for our employees as well as their dependents. I want to commend Mrs. Stacy Roth, who is our new coordinator of benefits. She is doing a fantastic job. And we want to also commend our excellent consultative services from the Team Gallagher that are here with us tonight in order to answer any questions that you may have. And if it's okay, Chair Throw, I would like to invite Ms. Laurel Lingle to the podium to share some additional information on our self-funded plan for health insurance.
Awesome, thank you. Good evening, Ms. Lingle.
Good evening. Chair Thrower, board members, Dr. Gullett. As Ms. Boston Ellis indicated, the contract is specifically for the administrative services of Florida Blue and the stop loss, which is carved into the policy through their sister company, ISU. When we presented projections earlier this year for you to vote on the 4% premium increase that was recommended, these two numbers would have been included in our projections. The Florida Blue administrative services per member or per employee per month cost did not increase over 2023, so that has remained stable. Now, we may see some overall dollar increases because we did have some growth in enrollment, particularly due to the decrease in cost for family coverage that you voted on, which is an excellent reason to see growth in our contract numbers. But that per employee per month cost did not increase at all. The stop loss premium is a little bit tricky because we do projections on what we believe the increase will be. We do not get the stop loss number until October, which is after we have decided on what the funding agreement and arrangement should be. So the actuaries with Gallagher projected the stop loss increase to be around 15%. The initial contract came in at 9%. We went to market and we were able to get that decrease to 2.26%. So that additional savings that was built into our initial projections will go into your reserves and further be available for funding in the future. We were considering with the stop loss to increase the stop loss number from 375,000 to 400,000. Because of the favorable renewal that we received, we did leave that at the 375,000.
Great. Thank you. Board, anything that you would like to comment on or share? These are really big dollars, and I continue to be very grateful for the boldness and the steps that the board was willing to take to go self-funded. We had talked about that for a long time and hoping that there would be a very significant cost savings. And then COVID hit, and we weren't sure at all, if we had made the right decision at the right time. But it ended up working out for us very well, and we're experiencing not only very good cost savings, but we're able to pass that on to the most important people, in addition to our students, which is our employees. So
that's right. And I will say I was at many of the open enrollment meetings assisting employees, extremely appreciative of the benefit changes that occurred this year. We had several employees that were able to move from a plan that they had to pay for to the plan that the board funds because now their medication is covered. Several families were able to bring their dependents onto the plan because of the reduced cost. So I do know that the employees were appreciative of the changes this year.
thank you, Ms. Lingle. Appreciate you sharing that. All right, board, if there's nothing else, we're ready to vote. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion passes 5-0. Thank you so much, and happy holidays. Okay. May I have a motion to approve the agreement with Pace Center for Girls Incorporated?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Board Member Campbell. Second by Vice Chair Conrad. Dr. Campbell, I understand you pulled item D28.2 to have further discussion.
Thank you, Chair. I did, and pulling it afforded me the opportunity to talk with staff a little bit more about what my thoughts were and what my concerns were, and they have been alleviated. So I'm ready to vote.
All right, thank you very much. Anything else from the board?
I would echo similar sentiments. I, this time last year, toured the facility and had significant hesitation about continuing work with the organization, and was able to have conversation with staff in the last week and feel like there is a solid plan towards improvement and fidelity, and feel comfortable continuing to continue forward with our partnership, and with the hope that we're going to continue to grow and expand the services that we're doing there. So,
Thank you, Board Member James. Anything from any other board members? Okay, we are ready to vote. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion passes 5-0. All right. May I have a motion to approve amendment number 1 to the construction manager contract, guaranteed maximum price for equipment early procurement related to construction of new elementary school X, project 24-102. May I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Board Member Cummings. Second by Vice Chair Conrad. Dr. Campbell, I understand you pulled item D 28.2 to have further discussion.
I did, and primarily just because it's a $6 million price tag. I do think every time we're doing something with this new construction, it is going to come with a high price tag, and I understand that. But it is also important, since it is the first time our board has undertaken anything like this in the last decade or so, that we do highlight every time we are spending dollars on a very much needed school that we're building. So that was the purpose for the discussion. I'm ready to proceed and vote.
Okay, great. Thank you, Dr. Campbell. Anything else?
Before we do,
Attorney Powers?
I'm just taking a quick look. I want to ensure that we've got everything correct, that the copies are right. And I would beg a moment to ask if Ms. Dobbins could take a look at that item. I just want to make sure that we've got one of the attachments at the end is correct. It indicates this is the A.D. Morgan Corporation as contractor in the original compensation amendment. And the document at the very, very end.
the signature.
And the signature.
Bosley.
Is, we've got on page D5, the signature page for the contractor.
Todd Duffy, he's
Osley.
Osley.
Right, and it's also stamped with, Osley Construction, so I didn't know if that was, if there's a subsidiary there that I didn't catch, because
companies.
Can you take a look at that on page 1, A.D. Morgan Corporation?
I just noticed the discrepancy, so I
hadn't picked it up either, so if it's not a discrepancy, it's fine.
And it looks like it's been initialed throughout by Mr. Duffy with the wrong name in the contract. Thus why we pulled this for discussion, because each one of these needs to be scrutinized. Thank you for noticing that.
Well, and I wouldn't have noticed if you hadn't pulled it, probably. But since you pulled it, I was just perusing more in depth, so.
Is this something we need to table?
Oh, dear God, we say table.
Or postpone.
I think if the board just wants to take a quick recess, I can speak with Ms. Dobbins.
Oh, okay.
Take a brief recess.
Would you like to recess, Ms. Dobbins, real quick? Okay, we will go ahead and recess at 6:24 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you for noticing that, Dr. James.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah.
Okay, we are back at 6:27 PM. We have a motion to approve Amendment 1 to the Construction Manager Contract, guaranteed maximum price for equipment, early procurement related to construction of new elementary school X, Project 24.02. We have a motion and a second, and now we will vote. All those in favor?
Madam Chair, as per discussion here, just to add, there appears to be a scrivener's error here, just in one name that's listed as to the corporation contractor. And so I would advise that this should not be, this particular item should not be voted in favor of at this time, that we bring it back after correction of the scrivener's error.
Sounds very appropriate. Thank you, Attorney Powers.
Audible.
With that information, all those in favor say aye. Those opposed say nay. No. And the motion fails.
5-0.
5-0. All right. And Dr. Gullett, we're looking at bringing this item back.
Yes, ma'am, we'll put that on the next school board meeting agenda.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
Very much. And good catch, Dr. James. And we'll go ahead and move forward to board committee reports and concerns. There will be a special school board meeting on December 18th, 2023 at 8 a.m. There will be an administrative briefing and work session on January 4th, 2024. So we'll already be in the new year before we know it. Moving on to committee reports, concerns, and comments, I'm going to deviate a little bit from our usual order because I have a couple of things that and congratulations that I would like to share. So first of all, as is the tradition, I would like to present outgoing Chair Campbell with a little gift. And it's coming to you right now, which we look forward to seeing you open right here.
Well, thank you. And it's pink because Elena wrapped it.
That's right. And it's in appreciation of your year-long of service to the Marion County School Board.
I have my own gavel. Thank you.
And it has your name on it, ma'am.
Yay. But I'm not going to bang mine. But thank you so much. Appreciate that.
Very welcome, and we appreciate your service. And also, before we move on to other board member comments and concerns, I just wanted to thank Student Board Member Bittinger and McTier for your participation. I can't believe this has gone by so fast, that this is your last meeting with us.
That is me.
Thank you very much. It's been an honor.
It saddens me that this is the last meeting. I've grown a lot since the first meeting. I'm getting over talking in public, and so that's nice to do. I'm learning about new things that are going on with the community here that I would have never known without actually being here and watching this. So thank you for the opportunity.
Absolutely, absolutely. I know the board has really enjoyed having our student board members, and although we're sad to see you go, we always look forward to the next duo that joins us, and I hope that you'll share your experience with other students so that when they leave and graduate with all of the honors and everything that they've accomplished, that they may even consider coming back one day in some capacity, because we shall be here. Marion County Public Schools will be here. So thank you again for your service to the Marion County School Board. It's very much appreciated. And if you have any other things that you'd like to share, please do as we begin to wind things up. Ms. Bittinger.
Oh, yes. I just wanted to say it's been such a great opportunity to be here. I also would say that I didn't know a lot about all of the things that happen with the board and that you guys go through and discuss. And it's been a really great opportunity to just hear all those things and get to even say my own comments on them and have a say. It's just been a really great time getting to come here on Tuesdays and, hang out with you guys. So thank you very much for this opportunity and this honor. It's been a great time. I also wanted to just extend congratulations to the North Marion High School FFA. It is such an honor that they get to be the national chapter 2023 in the United States. I think that is such an honor, and I just want to say that is an amazing thing that they've been doing over there.
Yes, quite an accomplishment for sure. And it's not often you get to be on TV and with a reindeer. hat, so that's pretty cool. Mr. McTier.
Back to North Marion. Recently, last week, the school board paid a visit to my school to give my teacher, Miss Miranda Brogan, the Golden Apple, which is an amazing honor and shows how dedicated she is to her students, to her work, and how she's the most driven person. And by her work ethic, she strives for greatness, and I love to see it. She's an amazing teacher, always governing over her students, making sure they strive for greatness and reach the top and reach their potential. So I'm glad that happened, and I get to see that with you guys as well. And this has been an amazing experience. Like, I never would have met you people and you all and known you guys. You have amazing personalities. I'm just thankful to be here.
Absolutely. Well, we sure enjoyed having you. All right, Dr. Gullett.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'll start with our students, our school board representatives. It's an honor to sit next to you at the meetings, and it's a constant reminder of why we're here. And you really set the tone and let others know what our youth are like. You're very articulate. You're keen observers and very intelligent, and great representatives of our students. And thank you for your voice and for participating in a very authentic way. It really makes a difference to, I know, the board, but to me as well. So thank you for your service here. And speaking of students, just very pleased that our district earned a grade of a B. We are still working and striving to the A. It's not just the letter grade, but really proud of all of the hard work that's happening in our schools every day for student success. I reached out to all of our principals yesterday evening and congratulated those that showed improvement. I know they're all celebrating. I was out visiting today as well. And so a lot of work ahead, but really pleased with the progress and a lot more to come. But just very proud of everybody's hard work in making those decisions that are best for students in every way. So thank you all for your support of our students every day, and wishing everyone a wonderful holiday and a new year.
Thank you, Dr. Gullett. Ms. Martinez.
Nothing, Madam Chair.
Thank you, and happy holidays to you, ma'am. Attorney Powers.
Oh, ho, ho.
Nothing from legal. Dr. James.
Thank you. We haven't had a board meeting since the Golden Apple Caravan last Wednesday, and that was tremendous. So thank you for bringing that up. Sometimes the weeks go by and it feels like it's been longer than it has actually been. So the Golden Apple Caravan was amazing. It's always such a joyous day. And then yesterday, getting the school grade data released and looking at the work that we're doing, it feels really good when your efforts are shown. And we see them every day in our students, and when you walk the halls and you see the students learning and growing, and that number is not always reflective of the work that is being done, but it does feel really good when that number does demonstrate that the work that we are putting in our schools is working in the right direction. Still have lots of work to do, but there was tremendous improvement in many of our schools, and I do feel like we are going in the right direction, and I'm proud of the leadership that Dr. Gullett is setting forth with the team and the work that the team is doing every day in our schools to lead, and our teachers and our staff, everyone that takes part in making sure our students succeed every day. So I'm very grateful for all of that work and proud of what we're doing in Marion County. This Thursday, I am missing the Fort King Heritage meeting, quarterly meeting, because I will be traveling with Ms. Dobbins and team to tour prototype high schools Thursday and Friday. I'm very excited to take a look at some awesome high schools across the state of Florida, and hopefully with the team get a good idea of some ideas of how we would want to proceed as we move forward with our 5-year plan and continuing to address the growth in Marion County. And then finally, I wanted to say, I think I had an idea while I was, I'd been talking a little bit about it with staff, but I would love to have a board member liaison. We kind of started talking about it last week when we were talking about the sweaters and who would talk with the student board members. And and I don't mind doing it, but I think it'd be awesome if there was a board member liaison who could support our student board members as they come on and kind of just be their person they can call, ask about the agenda, tell them to wear an ugly Christmas sweater, any of those kinds of things, just kind of be their trusted partner that can share insight and kind of give them guidance. So if that's something the board is interested in doing, I certainly don't mind doing it, but just as an idea for anyone to kind of take the reins and kind of support our board members, our student board members. So.
That's great. I think it's a great idea. And how do you feel about it, student board members? Is that something you think would be valuable?
I do think it'd be valuable. I think that's a wonderful idea.
So do I.
Okay, great. Well, and it sounds like we have someone that's interested.
Yeah, well, and it was Dr. Campbell's idea to have the student board members, so if she would like to be the liaison for this year or whatever, that's perfectly fine with me too. I think it'd be nice for the student board members, especially, unfortunately, we missed the first two groups, but going forward, we could at least set forth for the next two groups and have someone who they could connect with and just get guidance, or sometimes the formalities of the board meeting and just understanding the process is very cumbersome, and so it's nice to just be able to ask some questions and stuff.
Absolutely, absolutely. Rest of the board, do you agree? Okay, is it something you would like to do, Dr. Campbell?
Absolutely, and I was actually going to save this for our board comments, but since we're talking about this specifically, certainly I wanted to say congratulations and thank you for serving. But I also wanted to express, when I share this in the community as a student representative that's new to folks and they are not familiar with it, and I express it as essentially it's like a 3-month internship in public policy and processes of civic service. And so I would love the opportunity, it's almost even develop a little bit of a curriculum of sorts to say, this is like your how-to, your handbook. This really is an introduction, like an internship that you're serving and what it looks like to be a civil servant. And so hopefully that we'll be able to have future elected officials come off of the student representatives that we've had in our school board. So I would love the opportunity. Thank you for the suggestion.
Well, I kind of want to go a step further.
Okay.
We've had 2, this is just 4. I think as a board, there should be some letter that comes from this board that goes, these are graduating seniors that can say that they've served on the student, as a student representative to the Marion County School Board, that they can use with their scholarships or whatever they're doing. That's accommodation for them, and I think that goes a long way, just having something with them that they can use to go forward.
I think that's also a great idea.
Yes, that is, because that would provide you something tangible to use as references, and you guys are probably already very close to knowing whether or not you've been accepted to your schools. So, but for the next round, I think that is really important, and just to use in general for other jobs that you may be going for. So it wouldn't necessarily just have to be for college acceptance. So yes, I think that's wonderful. I love how we're evolving with this. So that's great. Well, you can count on us. Good deal.
And in closing, I really want our staff to unplug over Christmas break and take time to just be with their families and in their community and celebrate the season and just take a step away from the job. It will be here when they come back, and take some moments to be with your family. So that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. James, and happy holidays to you and your family, and I hope you will do the same. It's always easier to encourage others, but then doing it yourself sometimes is harder. So, and you have a beautiful young family, so best wishes. All right, Dr. Campbell.
Thank you. So that was my segue. I was going to speak about student representatives to the board first, but I'll just go and again, it's been a pleasure. But I'll talk about a couple of committees. So last evening, I know I'd mentioned this previously, but last evening, the City of Ocala Planning and Zoning Commission unanimously approved some code changes specifically for affordable housing. The next step for those code changes will be moving on to City Council January 2nd with hopeful approval of January 16th. But the reason this is important is because of some things that the school board is potentially working on with impact fees, and a lot of conversation was around affordable housing as we were talking about impact fees. And so the city is changing their code to say that affordability threshold will be changing from 80% of the median household income to 120% of median household income. So more people will actually qualify, and the amount actually changes on the affordable housing side. They're also working on different down payment opportunities and housing payment assistance, and they're going to have a review time for applications. They're increasing a maximum amount of housing incentive fund from $10,000 per unit to $20,000 per unit. And just a few other things that they're doing where the city will have the potential to be able to issue loans when funding is available for affordable housing. So while we've been having conversation in the impact fee discussion about affordable housing, the city of Ocala is taking steps on their side to amend their own code so that they'll be able to assist families with affordable housing as well. So I just thought that was an interesting thing to note, and I believe you all received an email today from Mr. Herlihy about a project that's upcoming that will come before, okay, maybe not. I'll let you know when that comes before City Planning and Zoning. He copied me on it, and I thought it went to all board members, I'm sorry. But there is a project that's coming up that will impact Saddlewood Elementary School, and it hasn't come before City Planning and Zoning yet, but when it does, I will keep you posted of when that is coming. I also wanted to mention legislative subcommittee. So the 3 deregulation bills that the Senate has, there have now been some filed amendments, one of which will no longer impact recess as was originally proposed. So if you all paid attention to the Senate deregulation bills, they now have taken out the piece that would have impacted and changed how recess was done on school campuses. We are still awaiting some bills in the House, but last week, I believe I shared with you all that House Education Quality Subcommittee had an extensive presentation on chronic absenteeism. And so we know that something is coming about chronic absenteeism from House specifically, and I'm sure the Senate will tag on to that. But just as a reminder, all bills must be filed by noon on the first day of session, which is quickly approaching on January 9th. So there's a lot of work still to be done, a lot of bills to be filed, but just following that. And we'll keep you abreast of things as we need to be talking to our legislative delegation. And obviously, we'll all be going up on the 17th and 18th for legislative days in Tallahassee. Also wanted to say tonight in the consent agenda, kudos to schools for perfect audits: Bellevue Santos, Hammett Bowen, Maplewood Elementary, Osceola Middle, South Ocala, Sunrise Elementary, Ward Highlands Elementary, and Wyomina Park Elementary. Perfect audits are incredibly important, and kudos to all of those secretaries and the principals that are doing great work with their budgets. Also wanted to note that the Magnet School Choice window is open now. It's been open for a bit, but it's open now until January 31st. So families should take this time and even over the holidays to consider options that we offer throughout the district to apply for those opportunities for 2024-2025. I want to say thank you and a shout out to Florida Express for once again supporting the school district and the school board for the Ocala Christmas Parade. What a great fun time we all had at the Ocala Christmas Parade. Shout out to the school district team who puts on the TV production and the wonderful folks behind the microphones and all the things that goes on about the Ocala Christmas Parade. It's just a really great time, and parade season is always fun. This year was no different, even if we did get a little wet in Bellevue. But it was a lot of fun yes, endurance and resiliency and all the things, perseverance. But just a great time at the Ocala Christmas Parade. And so again, thank you to Florida Express. And finally, I'll end on the same note that has already been expressed. Congratulations to all the school teams, especially those that improved upon their school grades. Those that maintained their grades actually is a good thing, because when you look at it, overall, the grades were impacted differently this year because we didn't have learning gains. And so oftentimes those learning gains help improve grades, and we don't have that option this year. So those that improved their school grades, way kudos, but those who maintained also without having learning gains, it is also considered a major accomplishment. But we do know there are still pockets of challenges that we can address, and we know that. But we're headed in the right direction. Dr. James said the same thing. We are definitely headed in the right direction, and we have reason to be proud of the work that has been done with Dr. Gullett and the team and the folks that she's putting in the right places, the right people in the right places, getting the work done. And so just kudos and just a great way to celebrate the holiday season. We had no idea when these scores were going to come out, but it was a great way to head out in the holidays knowing that we are headed in the right direction. So Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah to those who are celebrating right now, and just excited to get back in the new year. Thanks.
Thank you, Dr. Campbell, and happy everything to you and your family as well. Take your own advice and enjoy some downtime. All right, Board Member Cummings.
Good evening, everyone. I too want to commend our staff, our schools, for the early Christmas gift of knowing that our district is moving in the right direction. We knew it, but it's good when you have something in black and white to validate it. So I commend our superintendent and her team, and all of our teachers and our principals out there who are in the trenches every day with our students, making sure that they're putting in the work. It was very enlightening to me. I woke up this morning in St. Augustine. I was watching the Jacksonville News, and it had districts as talking about their school grades and stuff. And I was just so proud to think that Marion County is moving in the right direction. So again, great job, guys. To our student board members, it has been a pleasure to meet you guys. It's been a pleasure to have you up here, to have your input. You guys bring a different perspective. Sometimes you have to have a perspective that's under the age of 20 to understand some things, and we appreciate that. Truly we do. And whatever we can do, I can do as a board member, as a community person, to help you guys go farther. Please reach out to us. Please reach out to us individually and collectively. I think the future is very bright for you guys as well. We did the Golden Apple. That's always exciting to see the raw emotions of our teachers who are recognized for their hard work in the classroom, for their professionalism, for the commitment that they put in with these kids on a daily basis. Is always great to see that raw emotion. I wish everyone could see it. I really wish it could just be viewed, because it's encouragement for other teachers to know that what they do on a daily basis is not taken for granted, not taken lightly, and they do a tremendous job. We did the Golden Apple one day, and then I think we did Hillcrest on Friday.
Christmas parade for Hillcrest,
Parade.
yep.
Truly a good time. If you see my Facebook page, I tried to live stream it. It was really good, really fun. Always great to go out to Hillcrest and to see those students, to see that population of our community that sometimes often are overlooked. But we need to remember that they are a valuable part, priceless, of what they mean to us in our community. And it was truly a great day. And then we had our parade on Saturday, Ocala Parade. I wish it was colder. I wish it had been colder, but it was a good parade, good time. We got through that thing so fast. It was just good, but really great to be on the float with you guys. We miss Ms. Conrad there, but we know that she has some things going on, so happy to see her here today. This morning, well, later today, I had the pleasure of going out to the Fordham Early Learning Academy. It was a drop-in, but I dropped in at the right time. It was a time that I got there, and there's cars all around the school, all on the streets, and I was like, what in the world is going on? And it was their first annual Christmas program. And it was parents everywhere and grandparents, and it was huge. And it was truly a wonderful event. I want to thank Ms. Beck and her team out there for the beautiful program. Mr. Fordham's family was there. His daughter and his 2 grandchildren were there, which was huge. And it was just a great event to see kids 2 and 3 years old, all the way up to first grade, putting on, showcasing their talents. So it was really a good afternoon, and I'm grateful to be able to attend that program. I too, as we get ready to leave for Christmas break or winter break, I want to encourage everyone to have a wonderful, wonderful holiday season, and please don't take this time away for granted and work and work and work. Some of us don't know how to put down work, but at some point you have to realize that tomorrow's not promised, and you need to value every moment that you have with your family. And this is always a good time of the year to value that time. So Merry Christmas to everyone, and Happy Holidays, whichever you say. I say Merry Christmas, and I hope you have a Happy New Year.
Wise words from Reverend Cummings. Thank you very much. Vice Chair Conrad.
Yes, good evening, everyone. Going to reiterate some of the same messages that have been shared, and I think about the holiday season approaching, and I look out in the audience and I see a group of dedicated people who are always working. And as we celebrate the B that the district has earned, I'm thankful for every person that's out in the audience, and our principals and our teachers. Just really a lot to celebrate, and what a great way to go into the holiday. So thank you for your dedication, your time, the hard work that you put in morning, noon, and night. And I'll share what every other board member has said. We want you to take a break. Enjoy your family and your time being out and about in the community. And I am really grateful for you and the work that you're doing. So enjoy this holiday season.
How about we get up and give them a stand?
Yes, I agree.
Everyone that is watching, all of our employees, everyone that has contributed so much and continues to work so hard. Thank you.
I have a few other shout outs I wanted to share. I had the privilege of not really participating, I was just an observer, but the Marion County Sheriff's Office celebrated Christmas with about 50 students from Emerald Shores, and it really was a day to remember. They just really pulled out all the stops, and it was really, our previous elementary school teachers, they really had it set up like centers, and the kids rotated through all of these great activities. They came in for a story and snack, and then ultimately got to open presents, but it really was fabulous. And I love that partnership and that it directly impacts our students. So thank you to the Marion County Sheriff's Office for that program. If you are not feeling like you're in the Christmas spirit, I want to encourage you to stop by a school and watch a school program. So I'm sorry that I missed the one this morning, because I really would have liked to see the littles sing and perform. That would have been great. But I was at Bellevue High School for their jazz band and marching band program a couple nights ago. It was just fantastic. So I just encourage you to stop by a school. If you have a school nearby, you call and see when their performances will be, because it will get you in the mood if you've got Christmas shopping still to do. So great job, Bellevue High School. Just really enjoyed my time there. Another great experience I had the privilege of being a part of this week was through Bellevue Middle School and their speech contest. I'm just going to say I was floored. It was absolutely amazing. So we were judging. There was a group of us that were judging, and I had to get so detailed to find an error or a mistake. It was just it was so impressive. So kudos. It was the FFA, and they were working on a speech competition, and I just really was floored. And so after I handed them my comment card, I gave a disclaimer. I said, now these comments are this puts you at 100%, because it really was awesome. And so looking at the B that the district earned, and looking at the terrific things that are going on in our district, I'm just excited and looking forward to what's ahead. Where are we going from here? Up, up, up. And so I want to say a shout out to the Golden Apple experience, the people, everyone involved. It really just elevates the whole school. As you enter a school and as part of the caravan, everyone at that school, I think, takes in the appreciation and celebrates the accomplishments of that teacher and the team of teachers, as they work together. So I'm grateful for that program again. Olivia and Bryce, so glad you could serve with us. It really is so nice to have student input. So we're looking forward to celebrating you as you move forward and look forward to our 2 new members. And that concludes my comments. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Chair Conrad. Yes, it truly is a time of great joy, and it is important to celebrate those times and just be so thankful for the community that we have. I want to thank again Sue Mosley and her Ocala Christmas Parade team. I believe there were probably close to 90,000 spectators at that parade, and I think I've read 7,000 participants with all of the different floats and bands and you name it, and it was a beautiful night. It didn't feel very it didn't feel Christmas crisp, but it was very comfortable and so much fun. So it was a great way to wrap up the school board's parade season, and really enjoyed experiencing all that with you. And the celebration of our school grades, and I can't help but think that once we get this chronic attendance issue, absence issue that too many of our kids are experiencing, once we get that wrangled, schools that earned a C or a B this time, that's just going to be an easy A, I would think. Come to school every day and be amazed at how well educated you'll become. So I also wanted to give a shout out to transportation. The transportation department has truly been under the microscope. It's been a very difficult situation, and we always say, well, it's like that across the country. Well, we're concerned about here in Marion County and being innovative and finding ways to reduce this and increase our on-time delivery. So I just wanted to share some really joyful statistics. For the week before last, which was November 27th through December 1st, we hit 88.4 for morning on-time delivery. And last year, the highest that we were managing to achieve was 83%, and that didn't even happen until the last week of April. So we are really getting, to quote a bad pun, some traction with transportation. And for last week, we were at 85.5. However, there were 3 non-school bus related accidents, on the road, and construction on County Road 325 that held up numerous buses last week, and that will cause our percentage to drop. Well, those are things that we can't control, but I think that the district is committed and transportation is committed to doing everything that they can control to get our kids to school on time and safely, and same thing on the return. So the trend line is definitely heading in the right direction, and we will not stop until we reach that goal of 100% for sure on-time morning arrival. So thanks again to the transportation department, for everything you do under pretty tough conditions, because most of the people that I talk to say, the last thing I would want to be is a bus driver. Well, I'm looking forward to that statement changing in the very near future, because we have great kids that are very capable of behaving, and we have great staff that are capable of supporting that. So let's make being a bus driver honorable again and a job that is coveted. And that's really all I have, because I don't think I could have said it any better than the rest of my board members. And this is always a difficult segue as the board chair, after all these joyful sharings and moments, to have to move directly into student discipline matters. But that is what is on the agenda, and I am also looking forward to having less and less of these, because we do want every student to succeed. So before addressing expulsion matters, I wish to acknowledge that board members have received the alternative placement list for students through November 3rd, 2023. Ms. Martinez, are there any parents who have submitted a timely request to speak on their child's disciplinary matter?
Yes, Madam Chair, we have one off air.
Thank you. May I have a motion to approve the expulsion of student JD 24-070E with educational services for the remainder of the 2023-2024 school year and the first quarter of the 2024-2025 school year? May I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Vice Chair Conrad.
Second.
Second by Board Member Campbell. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion passes 5-0. May I have a motion to approve the expulsion of student JD 24-093E with educational services for the remainder of the second quarter and until February 2nd, 2024? Motion by Board Member Cummings. Second by Vice Chair Conrad. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion passes 5-0. Here we go. May I have a motion to approve the expulsion of students JD 24-081, JD 24-082, JD 24-083, JD 24-084E, JD 24-085E, JD 24-086, JD 24-087, JD 24-088, JD 24-089, JD 24-090, JD 24-092, JD 24-097, JD 24-098, JD 24-099, JD 24-102, JD 24-103, and JD 24-104 with educational services for the remainder of the 2023-2024 school year and the first and second quarters of the 2024-2025 school year. May I have a motion? Motion by Board Member Cummings. Second by Vice Chair Conrad. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion passes 5-0. I will now call this meeting into recess at 7:04 p.m. Thank you very much.